This Hobart welder is the real deal if you need a machine that can handle just about anything without breaking the bank. But let me explain why. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. I've been around welders for years, and most mid-range machines either can't cut it with thicker materials or they overheat after an hour. The Hobart 500578 multi-handler 200 changes that. It's built for MIG, flux-cored, and stick welding, so whether you're fixing a farm gate or fabricating a trailer frame, you've got one box that covers all three processes. That alone saves you from buying separate machines and cluttering up the shop. One thing that surprised me is how smooth the MIG output is on thinner sheet metal. I ran 22-gauge steel the other day and the arc stayed pin straight with zero burn-through. That's the kind of control you usually only get on machines twice the price. The 200 amp rating means you can push a 1/4-inch steel all day without the welder crying uncle, and the built-in thermal overload protection kicks in only if you really push it, something I've seen cheaper units do after 10 minutes of continuous work. The wire drive system is another spot where Hobart didn't cut corners. It uses a 4-roll drive with stainless steel liners, so you get consistent feed even with cheap flux-core wire. I tried a $15 spool from the local hardware store and didn't get a single bird's nest. That's huge if you're on a budget and don't want to spring for premium wire every time. Stick welding is where this machine really shines for the money. I ran 1/8-inch 7018 rods on dirty, rusty pipe and the arc stayed stable even when I dragged the rod a little. The duty cycle is listed at 30% at 200 amps, which is honest, most machines fudge those numbers. In practice, that means you can lay down a few beads, let it cool for a couple of minutes, and keep going without the breaker tripping. The front panel is straightforward, one knob for amperage, one for wire speed, and a polarity switch that flips in seconds. No digital menus to scroll through, no hidden settings. If you're teaching a beginner, they'll be running beads by the end of the first afternoon instead of fighting the machine. I should mention the spool holder is a little flimsy if you load a full 44-pound spool, but a quick trip to the hardware store for a $5 upgrade bracket fixes that. Also, the ground clamp that comes with it is fine for light work, but if you're welding thick stuff every day, you might want to grab a bigger clamp separately. Pros and cons: on the plus side, the arc quality is excellent for the price, and the machine is built like it'll last. On the downside, the spool holder could be sturdier, and the duty cycle is what it is. Don't expect marathon sessions without a break. If you're in the market for a welder that won't quit and won't empty your wallet, this one's worth a hard look. Check the link below if you want to see the current price and read what other builders are saying. For most buyers, the real question is not whether Hobart 500578 multi-handler 200 sounds impressive on paper, but whether strengths like made in China and practical day-to-day use actually make daily use feel easier, more dependable, and more worthwhile after the first few days of excitement wear off. What stands out about Hobart 500578 multi-handler 200 is how it seems positioned for buyers who want something practical, easy to understand, and worthwhile beyond the first impression. That usually matters more than flashy marketing because long-term satisfaction comes from how well the product fits your actual routine, priorities, and expectations once you start using it regularly. It is also smart to think about long-term satisfaction. A product like Hobart 500578 multi-handler 200 usually feels like the better buy when it stays convenient, comfortable, and reliable in normal everyday use instead of only looking good in the listing.